All right, guys, dear champ, your message is humbling. We are proud of you. The WBC was the first organization to rank you a proud former WBC international champion. We welcome you to fight for the ultimate unification for the undisputed heavyweight championship. Ooh, Mauricio Suleiman. Before I get into this tweet, hit that like button. You know you want to do it. Go ahead and hit it. It ain't that hard. To my subs, hit the like button. I look at my analytics, I get at least 62% of my subs to watch my videos, and I don't get nowhere near that many thumbs up. So please, hit the thumbs up. With that being said, if you're new here, you like it, sub to the channel because that is what helps me out the most. Awesome. If you haven't commented before, comment. I respond to everybody, whether you agree or disagree. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. So Mauricio's pretty much given an open invitation for Anthony Joshua to fight Tyson Fury. From the article that I was reading, it didn't mention Deontay Wilder. It just mentioned that Mauricio was willing to waive the mandatory fight so that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury could fight. Well, here's the thing. Deontay Wilder was never the mandatory. It was Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte lost that to Povetkin. Then they got a rematch clause, and then the winner out of that becomes the mandatory. So with that being said, I believe how Mauricio said it a long time ago was the fact that the winner out of the Povetkin and Whyte fight will be the mandatory to fight for the title. But if Whyte loses, there's another year wait for mandatory. It's not like Povetkin beats him and then he gets to fight Fury next. He still has to wait that 12-month time period, whether Fury accepts him before that or not. That's the deadline, 12 months. So I believe no matter what, at the end of the day, even if Dillian Whyte beats Povetkin in the rematch, he would still have to wait a year, 12 months, before he would even be eligible to fight him as a mandatory because he lost. So, again, they didn't really mention Deontay Wilder. The only news that we have about that is Tyson Fury saying that he's moving on. Still waiting for that official opponent to be announced. I don't believe it has as yet because I have not seen it, but I mean, this right here tells you that if Fury's not fighting Deontay Wilder next, he's not getting another title shot. They're already opening up the floodgates, opening up the doors for the AJ and all his fans and everybody to jump on the bandwagon for Undisputed to come through. So it is what it is. Deontay Wilder, he missed his opportunity. If his contract truly ran out, that's on him and his team. You can't be mad at Tyson Fury, even though Tyson Fury said he would give him a rematch. You know, it is what it is. He doesn't have a contract, so he doesn't legally have to go by him saying that he would do it. It's more one of the things where it comes down to, are you a man of your word? Are you not a man of your word? But then you got to get into the semantics of it and debate it, whether it's even him not being a man of his word, because if he was willing to fight him and Wilder wasn't willing to step up when Fury was trying to fight him, then you can't really say he's not a man of his word. But I can see the other argument saying that he would give him the rematch and now he's not. So I could understand it from both sides. On that, I will stay neutral. But what I can say is it was a big missed opportunity from Deontay Wilder because, like I said in past videos, I know a lot of people did not want to see the third fight because I personally felt like Deontay Wilder lost the first fight and he got beat up the second fight. But I will say this, and I've said this from the beginning. In the first fight, Deontay Wilder floored Tyson Fury twice. He knocked him on his ass. So we know it is possible for Deontay Wilder to knock down Tyson Fury because he has done it not once, but twice, okay? We know the second time he knocked him down, he damn near knocked him out because Tyson Fury barely beat the count. And he did beat the count because I've timed it with a stopwatch. So moving on from that. The thing is, with Wilder being able to do that, it is not a foregone conclusion that Tyson Fury would beat him up just as bad as he did in the second fight or outbox him like he did in the first fight. There's always that chance. There's always that open opportunity that he runs into that right hand and he doesn't get back up. Or if he does get back up, he's so hurt that Wilder can finish him. That's the it factor with Wilder. No matter how far down he goes, no matter how bad technically he looks, if he can land flush, he has proven that he can knock every single person out that he's fought outside of Tyson Fury, but he almost did it to Tyson Fury. So I would say that he proved that he could possibly knock out Tyson Fury. So again, this all comes down to, in my opinion, to a missed opportunity by Deontay Wilder. I didn't think he would win the third fight, but you would be foolish to say that he's incapable of knocking out Tyson Fury in that third fight, because I believe he is capable of knocking anybody out that he fights. Now, is he the hardest hitter in boxing history? That's up for debate. But what I can tell you about his punching power is the dude hits extremely hard, without a doubt. Hard enough to where he's ripped his bicep off of his bones, hard enough to where he's broken his hands, hard enough to where he doesn't even really truthfully throw well-placed shots. The way that he rotates his body, the way that he wings his arm out there, sometimes he's hitting them with the inside of his knuckles, which is taking a lot of force off of his punches, and he's still knocking them out. So he definitely has a lot of power. How much power can be debated, but he does have true knockout power. But this isn't about Deontay Wilder and his missed opportunity. This is about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I'm happy to see that the WBC is going to allow this to happen. Y'all know me. I was all about Dillian Whyte fighting Tyson Fury, or Deontay Wilder, whoever won that second fight, only because he had been waiting for so long, 1,000+ days to get his opportunity. But Dillian Whyte messed that up by losing. So I'm not going to, just because I like Dillian Whyte, I feel like he's fought anybody, he the can man. You know, I'm not going to fanboy or be biased towards him. No, you lost, and you lost that opportunity. You no longer, even if you beat Povetkin in the second fight, you no longer stand in the way of undisputed, and you no longer deserve that title shot next if you win your next fight. You don't deserve it. You need to wait. You lost. That was the risk that you took, and these are the consequences of that risk. So the WBC side is clear for Tyson Fury, which is great. However, I don't know if this is going to be a true undisputed fight, because if AJ accepts this and AJ goes through with it, then I don't know how he gets out of the Usyk fight. Usyk's already said that he's not going to step aside. He's not going to let the fight happen. No matter how bad the fans want undisputed, he's not going to. Now, here's the thing. This is the only out that I see that maybe Usyk would go with, okay? The only out that I see that maybe Usyk would go for, because he wants to be undisputed as well. That's what he says all the time, undisputed. The only way I could see them doing that is if they offered him a substantial amount of money, and Tyson Fury would have to sign on the contract with Anthony Joshua, stating that the winner out of them and their two fights will fight Usyk. If, say, Fury wins the first time, AJ wins the second time, then AJ has to fight him. There is no third match. If AJ wins the first time, Fury wins the second time, then Fury has to fight him in the third time. There is no third match between him and AJ. That Usyk is next in line in that third fight lineup, regardless of how it plays out. Regardless if it's a tie, regardless if one wins both of them, Usyk is automatically the next one by contract, and they cannot get out of it. That is the only way that I could possibly see Usyk being willing to step to the side. Now, I have my personal thoughts about Usyk. I don't think he could beat AJ. I think AJ is going to beat him pretty easily, but he is still a hurdle that's not willing to get out the way. And if he does not get out the way, AJ is going to have to rectify that first. Now, if AJ has to fight Usyk first, I don't know what that means for Tyson Fury. How the WBC operates, I can guarantee you that they'll throw the mandatory to the side no matter what. So I don't think Tyson Fury will ever be mandated to fight Dillian Whyte or Povetkin, if whoever wins that, over Anthony Joshua, just because of how the WBC operates. Now, I think the WBC side is clear, but it's like all things. It's just like Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. They both lost. We missed out on that. There's always that opportunity that Tyson Fury fights somebody else in the meantime. So he fights whoever he's going to fight. I've already made a video on it. I'm not going to discuss it because now there's more than one name in the air. So I'm not going to pretend that I know who he's actually going to fight now, okay? He'll fight them. AJ will fight Pulev, and then AJ will have another fight with Usyk. That means Tyson Fury's got to have another fight. And the point of this is, what happens if Tyson Fury loses? Now, even if Tyson Fury loses and regains his belt, it loses that effect of you've got the undefeated Tyson Fury who just dethroned Deontay Wilder, who dethroned Klitschko. You lose that hype around it because he's lost, whereas he was undefeated when they first could have fought. So that's the only thing that I see could be the downside, because people lose. It happens, especially in the heavyweight division. That's why 50-0 is so impressive at the heavyweight division, or 49-0 if you want to tie it. That's why it doesn't mean as much at the lower weight classes, because in the heavyweight division, guys like Deontay Wilder can exist and can be competitive and good off of power alone. Because if those weights, at those sizes, at those lengths, when they connect, it only takes one. And that's what makes the heavyweight division the most dangerous division for a fighter to be able to stay undefeated. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Again, don't be scared to comment. You do not have to agree with me. You could disagree with everything I say, and I will still respond to you. I never turn away criticism. I like criticism. I like people who disagree with me. Some people don't like to have debates. I invite them. I like them. I enjoy them. So we could talk. Don't be scared. Hit it up. Let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for listening if you made it this far.